I love you, baby.
Heroes that you had when you were like 5 or 6.
Imagine that you were born on Facebook and
Hey guys, it's Mihkel. It's day 2 of Mindvalley University 2018. Today was packed with great information and I'm so sorry that you can't be here. It makes it really hard for me to create this video because I want to make it like 7 hours long, but it can be only like 10 minutes because you got stuff to do and I don't want to take lots of your time. Long story short, there are like great lessons to learn. It was Estonian Day. Themes should have been Estonian related. In this video you will find almost zero information about Estonia and lots of information that is valuable for you, your business, your life. So just enjoy the show. Fun fact, I plan to be on the stage 0 times. I happen to be there 3 times. So spontaneous life takes over in Mindvalley University and I have met so far 102 people whose name I remember. Just enjoy the show.
For me, it's never been about logic. It's always been about what I feel in my heart and what I feel in my gut. When I hire people, I hire based on what I feel in my gut. Never based on logic. It never works. And I have to say, I have achieved what I have here today because I have an outstanding number of people working for me. And they are the ones who have created all of this for me. And all of this I've done through my gut and my heart.
How many people do you have working for you in Estonia right now, for your companies?
Yeah, in Estonia today I have about 500 people, but globally I have 10,000. Listen to your heart. Often you have to listen to your brain, but more important, listen to your heart. It's the heart that leads the way. It's the heart that will show you the success. My mom is crazy. And she's my role model. Complete role model. She went to do things all of her way, started in her life to do things even when she was young, did things completely differently. But role model, so why? Crazy mom. Complete role model.
And that's a really good message. We should get that on a t-shirt. You have to be crazy every now and then to do magical things.
I went to in those days it was called the privatization agency. I went there and I told them, I need to get a visa for my chairman. He said, what passport does he hold? I said, he holds an Indonesian passport. He says, why he should come here? I said, because he will make a difference. And he says, when do you need the visa? I said, I need it today. He says, are you crazy? I said, yes. So I went up to the privatization agency. Long story short, this gentleman was taken to the embassy, Estonian embassy in London. He walked in over there. The lady greeted this man at the door, took the passport and said, the ambassador is waiting for you upstairs to have tea with you. So my chairman gives the passport, those days you had to give the photograph, sign the form. They filled in the forms, by the way. He didn't have to fill in the forms. Went up, ambassador hosted him for tea for 20 minutes, came up, gave him the passport and said, here's your Estonian visa. Now, remember why that's important. My chairman had his first impression of Estonia even before he set foot in the country. He had his first impression and he said, Sonny, wow, I got a visa, everything in 20 minutes, unbelievable. And you know what this gentleman did? The moment he stepped over here and over the last 20 odd years, because of that one incident, first impression incident, he has invested more than 200 million euros in this country. One impression, before he set foot in the country. So that's what happened.
Sonny's interview was such a delight to listen to. He shared such amazing stories. One of the stories being how he was creating 1% of Estonian GDP and the next day being in debt 220 millions and then coming out of it again and surfacing. He shared the story how thanks to an astrologist he figured that he has to move out of India and which is his home, and that has worked really well for him. he shared the story how his brother started business in Africa, trying to sell instant noodles, but rats ate half of it, and then people didn't like it. But now, today, his brother is producing 8.5 million packages of instant noodles a day, and feeding half of Africa.
I really like to think about countries as people. So as people, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. It is no point in trying to overcome your weaknesses, because your weaknesses will still be your weaknesses. Somebody is always better. But what is your strength? If you strengthen the strength, you can become number one. And I think there is the focus. You have to come up with solutions on the governmental side as well. And this, of course, needs open mindset, an open mindset for failure as well. That, you know, if you are the first to introduce something, then you are also the first one to make mistakes. So you have to take that risk. You try to find out who you are. And when we were young, it was just that, you know, you get feedback from your friends, your family. You try to figure out how you really fit in the picture, how people like you, and then now the teenagers, they really have to build up sort of two identities: their offline identity and then their cyber identity, or the cyber me. And they do it, you know, they use the best filters that there are, they use the best angles to take the pictures, and then they put this online, and still they get few likes, or somebody comments that, you know, well, it's an ugly picture, and then they get this message that if people don't like the best version of me that I put out there, they will never like me as a person. You have your personal brand and yourself, and how do you really separate them? So if you fail as a brand, for example, if you become the prime minister of a country, and usually prime ministers, they leave after the elections if they don't win the elections. So if you, in your mind, think yourself as a prime minister, and then you fail as a prime minister, what happens to your, you know, personal identity? Are you failure as you, or can you keep them separately if everything is combined in two? We can be bigger than ourselves, and we have to build ourselves to be bigger than ourselves, but there can't be this gap between what we actually are and what we can deliver.
And together in nation states, we can see borders more open than ever before. Borders which kind of form who we are. Really, this is one example of the borders of two different nations, and it really depends where we were born. And these borders kind of form our lives. I like to say the example of that. Imagine that you were born on Facebook, and the Facebook is your life, which for most of us it is already.
Or bullshit ideas like border walls, or dumb ideas like Brexitism. I want to encourage politicians and the next generation of politicians to fight for unity. I don't care if you're left or you're right. I don't care if you believe in flat tax or progressive tax. Economists can deal with that. What I care about is that we have people who say we are not going to divide the human race and insult Mexicans, or, you know, talk bad about Muslims to win votes. We're not going to tap into that amygdala. We're going to unite people to win. So next year we're going to sponsor 10 millennial politicians to come to Mindvalley. We're going to teach them how to leverage Facebook. We're going to teach them how to think about things like digital citizenship. We want to get them mentored by some of Estonia's young leaders. We want to teach them public speaking. We want to teach them how to inspire a crowd. We are going to become a political organization. And I know the word political is dirty. We're going to clean it up. So anyway, that's where we're going.